So today is the first day of recording the new Snarky Puppy record here at Sonic Ranch. This is the same studio where we did Culture Vulture. I chose to bring the SBA on this session. I sort of am still not in... Oh, hello. Hello, kitty. I'm not sure if that was gonna be the right decision. I mean, I know it's gonna be cool one way or the other, but it feels like a bit of a risk to me. I've never really recorded on this horn. I just feel like right now it's playing more consistently and more reliably for me than the Mark 6 is. Quick interruption, 2020 Bob here, hence the quarantine hair. Right around the time of this recording, I was having some problems with my main saxophone. This is my main saxophone. It's a Mark 6 that I've played since I was in high school. It was a lot shinier back then. Couple months before the recording with Snarky though, while I was on tour in Europe with my band, I had an accident. I dented the neck. I bent the neck on a very low ceiling in a dark jazz club. It was rough. It wouldn't play. I had to bend it back by myself on stage. It was a disaster, which led to a series of repair technicians trying to fix it. But at the time of this recording, it wasn't resolved yet. And there were just things wrong. It was hard to play in the bottom. The altissimo was not easy. So I was trying to figure out whether I was going to take this thing, which I really know how it feels and sounds, but it wasn't working ideally, or I go with my more recently acquired SBA, Super Balanced Action, which is a beautiful horn, and I'm so grateful to have it. It's just different. I mean, ergonomically, a lot of it's different. Like this right hand stack is vented a little higher, meaning the keys, I think, are a little bit higher than on my 6, which just leads to a different feeling down there. And you're going into a recording and trying to blend with the horn section and there's like a lot of X factors. And besides the tone being characteristically different, to some degree anyway, there's just something about the way the keys pop on a Mark 6, or at least mine, that I've just always loved. I mean, the action on this thing is...
Sorry, what did you say?
I said 6s have better actions than balances.
Okay, unequivocally.
Yeah. I think so, yeah. If there's objectivity in music, if there's objectivity in saxophone playing and saxophones, yeah, 6s objectively have better action.
Josh has played SBAs for years, so I'm pretty sure he was just trying to make me feel better, which I totally appreciate. So I was wrestling with this decision right up till the morning I left, and in the end, as much as I wanted to bring this Mark 6, there's just enough question marks with it right now that I don't want to be in a situation where I'm like in the middle of recording something and I squeak or crack a note. That would be not cool. Well, day one, we haven't recorded anything yet, but I think we're starting to get sounds and get stuff together in the studio. The demos are starting to arrive in the inboxes fast and furious. A very common question I'm asked pretty frequently is how we learn all these Snarky Puppy tunes, especially when it's brand new, like when we're recording, as we are now. There's so many parts to learn. This is the crazy thing. It's like you don't necessarily know all, like what parts you might be called upon to play in the recording, so you gotta learn everything. And most of the time I just transcribe from an MP3, like from a demo. And I have those demos now too, like Logic demos. But since we have so much to get done and so much new material, this time everybody's sending around like Logic files. So I'm looking at a Logic file now. And this is one of Mike's charts. And this way I can kind of really break down what's going on. If I have a question about a rhythm or a specific note choice or whatever, I can really like zoom in and see exactly what notes are in there. And then it just kind of speeds up the transcribing process. So I got about 6 new tunes to learn. I learned one this afternoon. I finished mine. I went for a run yesterday, and it was the run where I got an idea. I sang it into my voice memo. When I got home a little while later, I just kind of put it down and then finished it basically in the Uber and on the airplane yesterday, and when I got to the studio last night. Whether or not we recorded or not is a whole nother thing. I'm not sure about that, but at least I finished it. Probably nobody will ever see this because this song won't end up anywhere, but just in case it does, this is the birth of the whatever it becomes. Right there, I'm hearing a chord. Ba-ba-da-da chord. I don't know what it is yet, but probably something right there. But yeah, a lot of music to learn. I kind of need to get to work. So it's day 2, morning 2, and today will be the first day of actual recording. So we got 2 songs to record today, one of which I've learned, one of which I have not learned yet. So I'm gonna go for a jog, listen to that song like 6 times, and then go learn it. The second day was still mostly set up and getting sounds.
What's up, Vegas?
Jay arrived fresh from another tour.
Do you have credentials to be in here?
Just in time for us to start working on the first really horn section heavy song we were gonna record, I think the next day, called Chavi, a tune of Mike's, which is pretty tricky, but we mostly had it down. Everybody had their individual parts down, and we got it together as a section. We're feeling good.
So the train left the station. The train left the station, then I got 2 more.
Until Nate came over to the bungalow that night and pointed out the real clave.
When you see how this is straight, it's not.
Because it comes in right here. The groove changes.
So here's the pulse.
I wish there was a...
What were you gonna say, Mark? Maybe in this section, what?
That statement of the melody.
Instead
of having it on clav, like we could do like horns and violin. You know what I mean? Like just an octave or something like that.
Yeah. Cool.
With the violin on the top.